submersible, 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 submersible. I put my head underwater when I don't want to hear your voices. I put my teeth into your face when I tire of the noises. Submersible, 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 submersible. You're salty, it's stuck in your head. You're carrying a lot of sand. You're sure it's not a thing you said. You let it slip out of your hands. Anyway, that's a song I wrote last night. Hello, people showing up and VOD viewers. I need pride items. This is not a drill. This is an emergency. I need as many pride items as you can gather. I need all the pride items in the world. I'm not talking about physical goods. I'm talking about ideas. I'm talking about imagery, sound. I need items. We're changing the word content. It's going to be items now. Pride items. I need as many pride items as you can gather. I need all the items. The pride items. Pride items! Yes, I did reach my goal. That's true. Last month, I wanted to make $2,000 before the month was over. And in order for that to happen, I had to make $400 in a day. And I made $450 yesterday. All thanks to you, people. You incredible people who gave me all that money. Out there in the audience. You know who you are. It wasn't all of you, not everybody watching. When I say you people in that like nice tone of voice, I'm not talking about everybody who watches the show, because a lot of y'all didn't pay me shit. You haven't entered the exalted Valhalla. You know, I haven't swooped down on my Valkyrie wings and gathered you to the fucking promised land until you've paid me. That's the way it works. You gotta pay your way into heaven. Every religion functions the same exact way, all right? So, give me your money, you get to get into heaven. It's just the way this one works, like all the others. We're just honest about it here. Honesty is the policy of this religion. Honesty to the point of innately starting friction with every other religion out there. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. What is this new religion? This is the gay shitlord religion. I'm tired of the lack of gay shitlords. I've decided that our Jesus is James Somerton. James Somerton, he rose after 3 days. Think about it. Think about it hard. You know, shortly before James Somerton was canceled, I guess, he had made this video about celebrating problematic queers. In particular, he was talking about Brandon Rogers. Now, I don't know how problematic Brandon Rogers is actually considered to be. Anonymous with $2 says, come on, chat, 1 million of us give $1. That's really all it would take. $1 million? That would be incredible. I don't think 1 million people have ever come in well, I've got like, what, 10 million views? But I'm sure a lot of those are repeat customers, so I don't know. Maybe 1 million people have ever seen my shit. It's possible. Why didn't they all give me $1? I don't know. I guess they're just slow on the uptake. They'll be back. It's all right. They'll be back. Deservingly canceled. It's true. It's true that he was deservingly canceled, but I think there is still a huge lane for James Somerton as a problematic queer. I think James needs to come to my team. James Somerton, if you're out there, I'm willing to work with you. Actually, I would love to work with you. I was a fan. I like your videos. I like how hard you grift. I don't know if you guys were ever subscribed to James Somerton. I was. But that man would go live, and his stream was just called, all caps, gay stream. And the thumbnail is just the word gay over a pride flag. He basically was trying to take ownership over the entirety of being gay. I want to grift that hard. But I want to do it honestly. You don't have to lie. You don't have to plagiarize. You can just make shit up and tell people you're making shit up. You know? You don't have to pretend to be gay Jesus. Because Jesus isn't real. So instead, be gay Pope. And grift hard. Really hard. That's my goal. I'm going to be trans Pope. Hello, Roger Ramos. I'm the trans Pope Trixie. You know what it is. TBH, I think James Somerton stole his pouts about problematic queers from Barely Bitchy's video, Good Bisexual Representation is Boring. That show I found out about the helicopter story. Interesting. Well, probably. He ripped everything else off. But the reason I think it's interesting that he made that video is that he is himself problematic, and that's not the image he was going for. Like, he was going for the image of, like, erudite scholar. Now, granted, having tuned into a couple of his live streams, they were the most boring shit I've ever seen in my life, and I think it's because he was so image cautious that he's really, like, afraid to say anything honest, or, you know, or else accidentally divulge, you know, all the shit he's been doing. James Somerton is a Disney villain, like a Disney queen, you know, like a Maleficent type, or a Ursula type, like straight up Disney queen villain. Like, I absolutely believe that James Somerton sits around like writing operas in his head about the evil deeds he's committing, and his, you know, like, I grift because they are adrift. They know not that I don't lift. I don't know. Something like that. That's going on in James Somerton's head all day, I'm almost certain. That's pretty good for something I just made up, huh? That's why I need James Somerton on my team. I'm willing to ghostwrite for him. You know, all he has to do is be a fabulous queen. You don't need to rip off other people. You just need to hire someone who can write. It's that simple. James, you clearly have more money than I do. Pay me. I'll write your fucking scripts. But you have to embrace the evil. You're already fucked. Nobody will ever trust you again. You cannot play hero. You cannot play Jesus figure. You have to go all in on evil Disney queen, problematic queer. Like, we gotta write the edgiest opinions. We gotta really piss people off. We gotta piss off queers so much that they have to, like, cause you see, whoa, look at that crane. Check that out. Keep going. I don't know if you can see, because I can't see what I'm filming, but that crane crossed the road. Oh, there goes a fucking egret now, too. Shit, birds coming out. Yeah, I'm talking about James Somerton, and I'm talking about how, you know, he really fucked up his reputation as a good queer, but he still has a shot as a bad queer. Look, for wrestling to work, for a story to work, there has to be good guys and bad guys, right? The story cannot be just a, you know, can't just be about heroes. There's got to be villains too. Every hero needs a villain, you know? So, the way I see it, us villainous queers, we got to team up to take on what the other side considers their heroes. The goal of us is not to be, because, so, think about this like in Psycho-Pass, right? Like, it takes a criminal to catch a criminal, right? Like the only one who can really stop the bad guy is one who understands them, you know? We gotta be like Goblin Slayer, like so ruthless in our heroism that it almost seems villainous, you know? I was talking about this on Twitter. I said the hero is not somebody who looks cool and you want to be like them. The hero is the one who kills the dragon. If you got a dragon that's terrorizing your people, you got to fucking pick up your sword and you got to chop Jeremy the Quartering's head off. I mean, you got to chop that dragon's head off, or, you know, however many dragons you've got. However, there's lots of dragons out there. There's lots of mythical beasts. But I think, you know, a real hero slays dragons. And so if you really want to be a hero, don't try to look cool, don't try to look smart. You can be the dumbest motherfucker there is. Think about a shonen protagonist, right? Those kids are the dumbest motherfuckers in the world, but they surround themselves with good people. They surround themselves with people who know better, and that's what guides them. Those people say, hey, all that crazy power you got, unleash it on that dude. He's the dragon, you know? And you go, okay, boss. And then, you know? Seems to be some kind of police stuff going on in the direction I'm headed, so I'm not headed that way anymore. Because, you know, I don't fuck with 12. I don't fuck with 5-0. Anyway, Pride Month is upon us. It's happening right now. If you don't understand why Pride Month is important, I'm going to explain it to you right now. 2 words, Gestalt psychology. When everyone is thinking about the same thing, you feel it. It's like a heightened sense. If you've ever been to any kind of concert, you kind of understand, especially if you've ever been around like a ton of people doing the exact same thing at the exact same time, you feel like you are all one super organism. And us queers, we're sidelined. We're not a part of the community around us. You know, we're shoved into corners. We got to find one another. We have to go out in search of other people in order to vibe with, in order to feel like you're doing the same thing at the same time. We hold these pride events. We just get together and go, hey, look, everyone here is gay. Isn't that neat? But there's not really a theme other than, like, we out here, you know? Like, the main message of Pride Month is just simply, we out here. And so I gotta be as out here as possible. You know, I wanna be so out here, it's not even a question. You're not even wondering about it. You're just like, the gays are out. The gays are about. The gays are doing it up. The gays are really fucking out there, man. The gays are literally fucking out there. Look at them, they're fucking out there. So, in order to make this possible, I need pride items. Jeff with Ron 10 says, don't be mean to non-payers, Trixie. Well, alright. Ron paid me to not be mean to non-payers. So, you're all living in the nanny state of the people who pay me. Congratulations. Big government's holding you down. You gonna take that? Or are you gonna pay your way into the government and make some changes around here? You could pay your way into having the chat get bullied again. Instead, I have to be nice to you because you know, I got paid to. So, you know, if you're feeling really bitch bait, I guess listen to that guy. There's a whole ass fire truck going on in the cemetery right now. Oh, what the hell is this? Look at this. What the fuck is going on here? We got 2 cranes holding up a giant flag. What the fuck is happening at the cemetery? There's like nobody there. There's nothing apparently happening. Maybe it's like a cop funeral or something. Roger Amos at $2. Be mean to non-payers. Motherfucking non-payers, y'all. Can you even believe? They sit there, acting all innocent, acting all sedity, like I ain't do nothing. I'm just a lurker. I just watch the stream. I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm broke. Well, if your name's not Ellen Horide and you moderate and therefore you get everything for free, then I'm afraid you got no excuse. Yeah, that wasn't a pride flag. That was just, well, I mean, it's an American pride flag. All flags are pride flags. Go listen to All Flags Are Gay by A.S.C. Riley. What was he calling himself at the time? It's probably Vizzy G. Yeah, Vizzy G on SoundCloud. All Flags Are Gay. But anyway, I need pride items. And I'm not talking about just flags. I'm not talking about physical things. I need as much pride media as you can possibly fucking find, especially if it's anime. I need as much anime pride bullshit. If you have a picture of lesbians, you better post it in my Discord. If you have any songs, images, fucking memes, GIFs, videos, if it's gay and anime, put it in my Discord. Go over to the We Watch Anime channel, go to the About page, go to the Discord, put gay shit in my Discord. Now I warn you, if you're a troll, you'll get banned very quickly. Our Discord is heavily moderated. And we have a lot of trolls. You know, I tend to draw a lot of attention. A lot of negative attention, positive attention, all kinds of attention. I'm just a draw. I'm a natural draw. I bring things towards me, especially pride items. So, I need to be like Kirby over here, like an infinite Hoover. By the time I'm done, I need to be able to go inside of my own stomach, float around a galaxy full of pride items, all right? Like Kirby. We all get this reference, yes? I am an endless vacuum of pride items. Send me your pride anime items. If you're not sure if it's a pride item, ask a gay. Hey gay, is this pride? And they'll either go, yes, that pride, or no, not pride. Send me pride items. I hope I've made myself clear. I'll wait till, you know, some people have cycled in and I'll repeat myself about the pride items. Otherwise, let's talk about the streaming schedule. So, I pretty much plan to stream like all the time, but different stuff. Because I don't want the only aspect of my job to be that I stream, but however, the only way I will find time for all the other aspects of my job is to do them live on stream. And so the plan, and I had planned to walk around in this this fucking cemetery, but there seems like a lot going on here. Oh, whatever. We're going in anyway. I don't want to be on the road anymore. Maybe I'll get kicked out for being too loud about priding it up at the cemetery. How much am I going to charge? Same as Jummerton? I don't know. I guess $1 a word is like a normal rate for publishing, right? So if it's a 10,000 word script, that would be 10 grand. That sounds probably more than he could afford. But I don't know. If he wants shorter scripts, I mean, his videos were long as shit, so a lot of those scripts are probably like 20,000 words long. I don't know what kind of money he was making off of it. I also don't know if he can just easily make money again. I don't know if his name is so fucked that that he couldn't, but I don't know. I think it would be really, I think people would definitely be interested to see a team up of some problematic queers, you know? That's all I'm saying. So, on the streaming schedule, 10 cents per word? Okay, well that probably makes more sense. Well then, so that would be what, 1/100th of what I said? Like $100 for a 10, well that sounds too little. So let's say for a 20,000 word script, $500. I would do it for that. That sounds fair. He'll probably, I mean, if the script is successful, he'll make more money than that. Maybe I'll ask for like a 10% like revenue share in profit or something like that. discount the price, $400 and a 10% revenue share in whatever you make off the video. That sounds like reasonable. Yeah. Dividends, because I want to, like, most of the money I've made on monetization over time has been from old ass videos. Like, if fucking Why Good or How to Recognize a Terrible Anime just suddenly gets 100,000 views in a month, which sometimes happens, I make $100 worth of ad revenue that month out of nowhere. So it's been pretty nice to have that residual. That's the word I'm looking for. Residual income. Okay. Anonymous. Hey, that chat, $1 a word is the standard rate. Look at how many words Trixie gives you per dollar. $2 gets you several sentences. Very generous. That's hilarious. Yeah, maybe I put way too much. $1 a word does sound like a lot. I don't know why I thought that was that's like, even as I said it, I was like, that seems a little extreme, but at the same time, how much $1 cost, as Kendrick Lamar once said. Alright, so on the streaming schedule, I plan to stream pretty much all the time, but different stuff. And today I have a lot of chores to do, and then Bird and I are going to be camping tonight and tomorrow night. And then on Monday, I plan to finish the Jujutsu Kaisen versus Evangelion edit so that can be released either Monday or Tuesday. It is definitely late at this point, but I really wanted to make as much money as I possibly could by the end of last month because I'm so fucking broke. Ultimately, I ended the month with $85, of which I have just spent $35 on the second night of us camping. I hadn't got the reservation yet. So, I'm back to having $45. I have $45 in the bank. But, thanks to everybody who super chatted me last month, on June 22nd, I will receive a miraculous $2,000 from YouTube that will really coast me through the next month. But what I really want more than anything now is that when I get that $2,000 and I'm coasting for the next month, I'm coasting towards a much larger number that will appear in my bank on July 22nd. Now I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking ahead to June 22nd, already locked down. Now we got to worry about July 22nd, right? How much money am I receiving July 22nd? I think, given that it is Pride Month, there is almost zero chance that I will make less than $10,000 in super chats this month. I would be stunned. I would be shocked to make less than $10,000 in super chats this month. If I made, substantially more than that, there's maybe a number at which I'd be shocked again. Shocked by how much I make. But I would be blown away to make less than $10,000 being myself during Pride Month. I made $2,000 in a month that wasn't Pride Month. In a month where I was still figuring out how to stream, working out the kinks in this whole mechanism of this whole thing that I'm doing now. I got the kinks out. I truly got the kinks out. So, let me rock out my shoe real quick. Sounded like somebody was pulling up on me while I was doing that, but it was just the wind. Spooky graveyard. Tanner says, you make $10K for being gay on the internet? Sign me up. I think I can do it. Tanner, you could definitely make $10,000 for being gay on the internet. I have no question you could do that if you wanted to. I'm definitely going to do it this month. It's not going to be easy. It's not just going to be being gay. It's also going to be sharing every single moment of my gayness with the rest of the world. Maybe not literally every single moment, but most of it. Giving away most of my time. Now look, I'm going to tell you the hard facts, okay? I got Bird. He's got a full-time job. And I work on the internet. Neither one of us spends any time with any people. We don't have any friends. We sometimes go to work, outside of work, get-togethers with his work buddies, you know, like, well, I mean, everyone at work, you know. He likes the people he works with. But you know, we don't go and hang out with friends. We don't have other people involved, you know. We live with my parents and granddad. We're trying to get the fuck out of there. They don't want us there. You know why? Because there's only one bathroom you can shit in the whole house. And it's in my parents' it's in my parents' room. Like, it's connected to their, you have to go through their room to get to the bathroom. So you want to take a shit any time of day, you got to go through the parents' room to get to the bathroom, and there's 4 people sharing that bathroom. The other bathroom is entirely dedicated to my granddad. It's got all his rigs and stuff on. He's 90 years old, you know. So, trying to get the fuck up out my parents' house, all right? How do we do that? Housing market is fucked. Neither one of us has any money. So, gotta make a lot of money. That's pretty much it. Just gotta make a lot of money. Just gotta make a whole lot of money, you know? Get out of that fucking 1-bathroom ass house. 1 bathroom for 4 people, 4 grown adults, not acceptable. It's not working out. You know, we all got different bathroom habits. We all got our own stuff. It's a lot of stuff to fit in a lot of different people's toiletries to fit in 1 bathroom. I'm tired of living in 1-bathroom housing situations, of which I have lived in several in the last couple years. I'm done with it. A bitch gotta have a bathroom, all right? Now, in light of this, rent out here, if we're trying to, another problem we have, Bird's work is a commute across a bridge that is under construction and closes due to crashes every day. So nearly every day, his commute can go from being a normal 25-30 minute commute to being a several hour traffic standstill, take a couple detours, you know, type of a deal. And it has been for the last couple days. So that's a huge pain in the ass. So we're trying to get a place closer to where he works. So what's the rent like out there? It's like, God, at the like very lowest, like $1,100 a month. So, which is fucking absurd. It's not what it should be. It's way above what it's ever been. And it's pretty much like that everywhere in the United States right now. Wages have not gone up. Rent has gone up. Probably all of you have felt the effects of this on some level. So, Apostolos, I don't know why you would come be transphobic in this chat on this, the month of our Pridely's gathering, but it's a foolish thing to do. If you don't want to be widely mocked, possibly stalked, definitely doxxed, you really shouldn't fuck with this channel at all. If you fuck with this channel, you have a strong chance of having your life fucked with. And I am saying that not as a threat from me, but because of who I am gathering together. I am creating the gay shitlord internet. I'm looking for ruthless fags. People who will stick their dick everywhere, whether they cut it off or not. You cut your dick off, you still got that thing just so you can lay it on someone's forehead. I need you. All right, that's who I need. If you got your balls in a jar because you're just trying to stuff them in Trump's mouth one day or whatever, I need you. Okay? This is the absolute hub of evil queer discourse. I'm launching this. I'm fucking tired of pussy queer internet. I hate it. I hate it. I hate sitting around with sentimental people. I hate looking out for people's feelings. I hate watching what I say. I really do. And the only people who have accepted that kind of behavior on the internet right now are all these like right-wing shitlords, most of whom are transphobic just because it's like what people think is funny and will make them money. Like they don't care. You meet these people in person, none of them gives a fuck at all. None of them even disrespects the pronouns. You know, they're afraid to make an edgy joke and get canceled right there on the spot. But they'll go online and they'll talk all that motherfucking trash. And I know this because I go to these events. You know, I've been to fucking 4 or 5 Dick Show and WATP lives, you know. Couldn't get to Hackamania, which is happening right now. Couldn't afford it. Would have been there. One of the biggest shitlord gatherings on the planet. And I would have been the only fucking trans bitch there. Maybe there would have been 2 others. There would have been like, what's her name from the review girl from WATP. I don't know if she's even there. That's the only other trans girl I know in this community. And she's a review girl. She barely even shit flicks. She barely even talks shit. So I need the most shit talking. I need women, trans women and trans men, gay women and gay men who are desperate for attention, willing to say the dumbest, edgiest things possible. I need all of us to come together and start making podcasts and wearing ridiculous outfits and drawing lots of attention and generally bullying right-wingers, especially the ones who suck like Jeremy the Porter, especially the ones who seem closet gay or closet trans like Jeremy the Porter or Matt Barr, like any of the ones who seem really gay like Matt Barr. You know, those are the ones we're going to bully until they either join our team by admitting they're gay or trans or shut the fuck up forever. That's the goal. Bully our enemies until they either shut the fuck up forever, admit they're gay or trans, or they go back and forth with us forever and we make a lot of money off of it. Those are the 3 possibilities. The goal of getting rid of them is self-righteousness, dragon slaying, looking like a hero. The goal of keeping a perpetual conflict is warmongering, war profiteering, doing it for our own community, non-violently at that. We can make profit wars that are non-violent. Imagine that. We could create a non-violent profit war. Just queers versus straights. That's it. No violence, no guns. I mean, well, we all have guns, but no firing the guns. You know, speak softly, carry a big stick, and fight all day with the sticks. You know, get your sticks out. Let's fence on the internet with words. Queers versus straights. I need all the most violently minded, non-violent queers. That's the people I need in my army, my pride army. Also, I need all the pride items. If you're just now getting here, you weren't here earlier. I'm gathering pride items. I need all of the pride items you have. And I'm not talking about physical items, not physical. I'm talking about ideas, memes, images, videos, especially anime related. Check out this cat. Check out this cemetery cat, all right? Cemetery cat is telling you that if you have anime pride items, anything, if it's anime and it's gay or trans, I need it. Get it to my Discord. Go to the We Watch Anime channel. Go to the About page. Go to the Discord. Well, you can fire the guns, just not at other people, you know. You can fire the guns at things that are... You can fire them out in the desert, you know. I would love to get all of my problematic queers together for a big shooting day. Because I want you to imagine a video of like 50 or so flamboyant queers with big guns in the desert just shooting stuff and laughing and having a good time. That sounds like a video the world needs to see, in my mind, you know? So, yeah, let's make that happen. Let's get as many gays with as many guns together as possible. And the whole video will be us talking about how we would never use these on conservatives, you know? Like, we test these guns so we know how to use them so that we can, you know, protect ourselves. Of course, we would never use these on our fellow Americans. We would definitely never use them on conservatives. You know, those people, a lot of them are gun owners. We trust that they are responsible with their firearms. We trust that they can be trusted with their guns, just like us. Just like we can be trusted with our guns, we trust they can be trusted with their guns, you know? That's the message I want to send. We do that in June every year when I visit Phoenix. I gotta get my way out to Arizona this month, sounds like. I don't know how I'm gonna do that though. I don't have any money. So, you know, I'm gonna look for Pride events in this area to stream from for sure. I gotta Pride it out like crazy. And I need those Pride items, those anime Pride items, everybody. Because I'm gonna do a lot of streaming and I'm gonna need a lot of shit to show on stream. And I really just wanna saturate the world with gay imagery, especially trans imagery. You know, I myself am gay and trans imagery, so I'm part of the saturation, but I need more perspectives, you know, I need more lenses, and I also need people to talk to. I need shows to go on, you know, like, a big problem I've been having is I want to grow my show, but I don't know where a prospective audience for this exists. Like, I know that it does, but I don't know where it is, because it, like, I go on The Dick Show or The Biggest Problem in the Universe, and that audience likes me in that context, but they've never, like, most of them aren't really anime fans, so they don't really cling on to the anime content. They're not really, you know, they're not gay or trans, so they're not looking for the gay stuff. So, like, a lot of them are more into comedy, and I'm not necessarily, like, haha funny as much as I am, like, Sam Hyde funny. You know, like, over the top, uncomfortable, funny. So, I need the gay version of Sam Hyde's audience. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. It's like, but there's not enough. Like, and it's, I really do think it's mostly that most queers are, like, way too worried about their sex life being affected by being problematic. Like, the closest I've come to meeting a trans person who I thought, like, oh, this person could be as powerful as shitlord as I am, and they were just terrified of the reputational damage to their fucking polycule. And I'm like, y'all gotta get your dick out of your fucking heart, man. You gotta really, or your clit, or whatever fucking part you got, get it out of your heart. Get the sex out of your heart. And I know it's partly because these people are fucking young. Like, you know, and they don't listen to old people. Like, all the aged queers who are, like, reasonable, they can't keep up with all the fucking bullshit the young people are making up. Like, you think that it's just old conservatives. No, old gays can't tell what the fuck is happening either, I'm sure. So they're just like, I'm not even gonna try. And meanwhile, the young people are, like, having a fucking victim Olympics, and I can't fucking stand it. So I need, like, I really need the like 30-something trans people who are just tired of it. They're, like, tired of pretending that this isn't, like, being gay doesn't have to be gay, you know? Like, you could be gay and based, or, like, gay and fucking, I don't know if based is even a cool thing to be. Like, based God based, you know? Not whatever the right wing's version of based is. I don't even know. I think they just use it to mean, like, right wing. They just call it stuff that they think is that based. And I'm like, I thought based was, like, lifted, you know? Okay, lifted. I need people who are lifted. Fuck being based, it's lifted now. Alright? I need us all to get lifted together. Let's lift this shit up, alright? Lift. That's the message. You know those scooters with the Y? Throw them in a lake. Lift. Let's go. Get lifted. Alright, I need some lifted individuals. I need all the most lifted queers I can find. If you know where a lifted queer is, send them my way. Tell them this gay bitch is really trying to get attention and money. That's all this is about. If they ask, what's her deal? Attention and money. Tell them that. And if they don't want attention and money, I cannot help them. All I'm here for is attention and money. Attention mostly for the sake of bringing in more money, but attention also helps. You know, it helps in its own way to get you into... Clout is way more access granting than money is, because you can walk into a room and people recognize you and they just do what you say because they know who you are. I've experienced that firsthand in like brony circles. Those are very, you know, very weak-minded people. They see someone they recognize and they're like, oh my god, a leader has arrived, you know. That's generally how it is when somebody with a leadership quality shows up into a room. I see this all the time with Bird, him being 6'5" and, you know, carrying himself like a mountain man. Like, he walks into the room and people are like, ah, this is the man is here, you know. So in other words, I need high gaze. Yes. Get all the most lifted high gaze. I don't know much about high. I don't know if that's a specific term you're using that I haven't heard before. I'm not very plugged into the gay community, you see. I'm a little bit plugged into the trans community, but I've got so many problems. I'm really trying to make my own. That's why I need the problematic queers. Because you know what problematic queers usually do? Kill themselves. I would rather they didn't do that. You know, I'd rather they just be a problem. Like, it's hard out there for problem people, you know? It's hard out there for people who don't have an easy time not being a problem. I get it, you know? But my cousin was a problem and he lit himself on fire, and I will never want to go out like that, you know? It's still the worst way I've ever heard of anyone killing themselves. Because it took 17 hours for him to die. It's fucked up. I can't stop thinking of the mental image of that guy being in bed, dying all day. Literally, my aunt, one of my other aunts, other than his mother, who saw him, said he looked like Two-Face from The Dark Knight. So you got Two-Face from The Dark Knight laying in bed dying for 17 hours because he was treated like a problem his whole life and didn't know how to reconcile that, didn't know how to not be a problem. And I look at that and I'm like, man, if I was like beating myself up over everything people had a problem with me, I would have been dead ages ago, you know? Well, I would have been dead from the start. I would have been dead when I was like 8. If enough social rejection could kill a person, I would have been dead a long time ago. And so I sit here and I think, like, well, how do I train people to be like me? Like, how do I train people to not want to kill themselves just because of social rejection? You know, I learned from mindless self-indulgence, you know, 50 million screaming fans are fucking morons. You're telling me the 50 million screaming fans are never wrong. I'm telling you the 50 million screaming fans are fucking morons, you know? And I've always had that mindset. Like, yeah, of course the majority is stupid. Of course the bell curve is stupid. Of course the people bullying you just want to fit in because they're insecure. Like, so, I mean, if you really want to create cool, you basically got to be the biggest bully, right? Like the most unflappable person, the one who whatever you say in response to somebody automatically is an insult because everybody just agrees with you. You know, like just whatever your natural behavior is, that just is what is taken as cool because nobody can fuck with your level of chill. You know, if you're at that level of just, you know, oh, you said something funny, and then everybody's like, ha, dismissed, fuck that guy. That's who Drake thought he was until Kendrick called him a pedophile. And then he was like, oh, well, you know, you would have been a worthy competitor if I was actually a predator, but that sad-ass Drake song. Well, it's been a while since I've seen any new super chats, but we've made 617 so far on this stream in 45 minutes, and I've just been ranting over passing cars for most of that, so, you know, this is going pretty good. I feel like I've established, well, I haven't really made my streaming schedule incredibly clear, have I? The main thing is that Bird and I are going to be camping for the next 2 days, and then I'm going to be working on Jujutsu Kaisen versus Evangelion until completion on Monday. And past that, I don't have an exacting plan, but there's a few things I want to get done. And again, anything I get done, I'm going to do on stream. I'm basically committed to every aspect of my job being on stream, whether it is streaming or not. So for instance, streaming myself editing anime content, streaming myself writing or performing raps, streaming myself, you know, doing just every aspect of whatever I do, just doing it live. Because even if I don't get any super chats during the process of doing one of those things, I still have more content, I still make more watch hours, I still, you know, it still boosts me algorithmically. So I think, you know, just streaming all of it seems like the right way forward. And there's a chance I get paid to just be doing a thing that I'm supposed to get paid to do after having done it. Yeah, there's definitely a cop funeral going on down there. There's like a whole procession and police cars and shit. Wild. Well, salutations to a dead cop. What was I saying? Ah, yes. The next few things I want to edit, I've got the song 100K. I've played it a few times on stream. It's one of my favorite songs that I've made in recent times. So I'd really like to get some kind of lyric video at the very least, get it put up on, you know, platforms. That shouldn't take too much effort, but it's just a matter of sitting down and doing it. There's another song I'm working on. I sang at the start of the stream called Submersible, Submersible. And because Sarah Louise sent me one of the most fucking unhinged, incredible beats I have ever heard. Some shit that I heard and I was like, nothing sounds like this, you know, like what the fuck, this is incredible. So I had to start writing to that beat. So I'll probably finish writing to that beat and do recordings of my vocals and everything on a stream sometime this week, because I'm excited about the song itself. So that's on the music end. So getting 100K's video out, getting the song released, actually making the song submersible. You know, I've got a few other songs that I sent vocals to some other producers who haven't finished them yet. I'm also waiting on a written verse from Kale for a song. That's right, Kale, you're getting called out. You gotta finish your fucking verse on Haram so that we can make that song come out, because it's good. I just like basically did a test vocal placement and sent it so that he would know, you know, what to write, but what to write about. But I know he's been busy with work. But I even got Shade out of Beat Retirement to work on my album. MZ Shaidu, producer of Bedroom Bedrock and a few songs on Gay and Dead, Above the Earth Haunted, you know, my literal brother. I was like, hey, pretty much everybody I've worked with is going to be on this album, and you should be too. And so I dragged him into making a beat, and he sent me a pretty fucking cool beat skeleton. I think I played that on stream actually too. So your favorite song is Worst Trait? Ooh, that's a fun one. What's my worst trait? What's my worst trait? That would be a fun song to do live. It was very bouncy. My favorite thing about that song is the guitar riff, and that's a total Dave original, which is fucking crazy to me, because like he basically, you know, the idea was we were just trying to make a song that kind of sounds like a City Morgue song. But City Morgue, like, I've never liked any of the actual guitar riffs in their song. It's usually just kind of a generic, you know, nu metal sounding-ish riff. And then, like, the hooks are what draws me into their songs. But with Worst Trait, that such a good riff. And Dave just fucking can shit melodies like that all day long. Like, that's his special talent, is he can just immediately come up with a melody that's gonna stick in your head fucking forever. As soon as he gets inspired. Now, granted, he'll probably tell you that a lot of those melodies are like barely interpolated from other songs that he heard and forgot that he had heard, but you know, that's how most of it works. I wrote this song Submersible earlier, and there's a bridge that goes, "You're salty, it's stuck in your head. You're carrying a lot of sand. You're sure it's not a thing you said. You let it slip out of your hands. And I was trying to think, like, I know this sounds like something else. Like, I know this is not a totally original melody, but I couldn't figure out what it was at first. Then I realized it's almost easy. Avenged Sevenfold. I was like, oh, it's kind of the Avenged Sevenfold hook, but it's just like the length of notes is different, but it's kind of the same melody. Versus very close, but not the same. About a Vanilla Ice level of different. And also it's a very different sounding song. So it probably wouldn't be obvious that was the same thing unless I told you, which is why I went ahead and did. Yeah, Word Straight is a fun one. Anyway, so that's the music end. Want to keep working on the new songs for my album. I'm not trying to rush this album out like I've done every other album I've ever made, because you know, I want it to be really good. Most of the albums I've made were like, usually I had like a really inspired idea for a song, made a song that was really good, and then either I would immediately make the rest of the album, or I would like a few months later make another song that's also like inspired and good, and then make the rest of the album. So it's always like one or two songs that are like totally sprang out of, you know, just raw imagination. But then hearing those songs and listening to them over and over will like inspire me to want to keep making songs. But like historically, a lot of my albums were literally made in a day or two, you know, like Captivating Vacancies is a perfect example of one where it's like I just kind of had I had a folder of beats from Molly Bloom and a folder of beats from Dave, and I made Captivating Vacancies the song, really liked it, and then was like, I really want a whole album that sounds like this. So I just kind of gathered the 10 beats I really liked and did something for each of those beats, you know, that's an album. And like some of that stuff came out really good, some of it's kind of mid, some of it just needed more time in the oven, you know, like I don't know if any of the songs are out and out bad that I release, because I will not release them if I think they're bad, but like they're usually undercooked, you know. And even like Rogue Alien Pet, I put a bit more effort into on like the soundcraft, like production front. It took a couple of weeks to make as opposed to a couple of days, but it was still very much like a sketch of a real album, you know. It's like you can imagine how if I was in a studio with a team of musicians, we could have made like an actually great timeless album with all the same elements that album has, but instead of it all being like sloppily arranged samples, it would be someone just recreating those ideas with real instruments, you know, or at the very least somebody in the studio who knows how to time vocals perfectly to the beat. So like going into this album I'm making now, I'm working with all of my producer friends who are just better at that stuff than I am. You're better beat makers, better at mixing vocals. So like with the first song by Daybreak, Cement City is like literally knows the science of how to mix vocals, you know, and was like, yeah, I can make this sound perfect. And even then I kept forcing them to turn the vocals up louder. I was like, I know it sounds perfect, but I need it to sound a little bit fucked, like just a slight bit fucked, you know. And then it was perfect to me. Once it was slightly fucked, it was perfect to me. But yeah, that Cement City production is incredible. That song sounds just better than any other song I've released, you know. And it's not to knock any of the other producers I've worked with, but none of them knew how to do vocal production on that level. And now Sarah Louise has learned how to do that, who, you know, was the producer behind all the Gay and Dead songs, and made Gay and Dead already was one of the better sounding albums I've got because of her vocal production. And now she's doing, you know, she just did 100K, is doing Submersible. So like those songs, again, just sound better than anything else I've made. So this next album is going to sound like a real album, y'all. It's going to sound like something you can put on in your car and or on like a shitty fucking portable speaker, and it'll sound equally good out of both sources. That's the goal. That's just all I want for my music, is that it sounds good. Chat's been really dead, so I'm just kind of ranting to myself. I feel like I've been somehow inspiring myself to stay on this topic for 10 minutes, but I feel like it's suddenly sinking in that I'm talking to possibly nobody, because I'll see Andre Garcia with a peach. I think that's a peach. Nice peach. What is this crazy ass grave I'm emerging at? What's going on here? Hello Gary, hello Tanner. Good to know you're still there. I just gotta remind everybody I'm still there in case they've started dissociating, you know. Stop paying attention, aren't spreading the message, aren't spreading the gospel. Make sure you're still Googling as many Pride items as you can, flooding my my Discord or by Twitter. You know, you can always just DM me Pride items. Especially obscure Pride items, you know, are preferred, I will say. If you think everyone knows about this Pride item, it maybe isn't as important, unless you think it's integral, like if it's very modern, you know, something that's happening right now you think maybe I missed out on. I'm not very plugged in, you know, again. I've had my hat in with the shitlord community for a long time, and there's just not enough gayness there for me. There's not enough gayness for me to profit off of, you know. I can't grift being gay off of the shitlord community. I need gay shitlords to create a new culture to grift off of. We need a new culture entirely to grift off of. There's plenty of people grifting off of being sanctimonious gays. I need the anti-hero gay community. You just posted something and tagged me on Twitter as requested. Thank you, Tim. Good job. The army is amassing. I mean, just having Tanner on my side is basically having like 2,000 queers like lined up. It's like Tanner's like a general, like if I'm fucking if I'm trying to be, you know, George Washington Gaver, then Tanner's like fucking trying to think of that one dude. What the fuck is his name? Thomas Paine. Tanner's like the Thomas Paine of if I'm the George Washington Gaver. I probably shouldn't compare us to slave owners. Let's pick somebody who's if I'm the King T'Challa of LGBT, then Tanner is whoever is King T'Challa's #1 general. Shit. What's a better example? Who doesn't own slaves and also isn't black, but is historically relevant? Fuck. That's a real difficult question. Can you think of a like historically important white leader who didn't build their entire empire on the backs of like fucking up things for entire other races of people? Anybody? Like somebody worth comparing yourself to pridefully that's not black? Does that exist? Can I be proud of anyone white ever? I doubt it. I'm so happy because of that fucking progress flag, because that means that I can incorporate liking black people more than white people into my Pride Month ranting. So you know, that'll be fun. I'm not just after the transphobes and the homophobes, I'm definitely after the racists as well. So you know, I don't need no, if the edgy queers you send me are racist, they will quickly be dealt with. So be careful. If I have Tanner as my general of gays, then I've got Nino as my general of angry Nigerian British people who live in America. You don't want to fuck with my clique. We got all of the most pissed off people. Like, find a genre of person. I have the most pissed off one of those people is one of my friends. You know, if it's like, what type of guy are you? Oh, I'm a computer nerd, but I'm really angry. Oh, you probably must be friends with Trixie. Yes, more streams are my best friend. I'll be all of your best friend. Legitimately, I know you everyone who comes to my chat, I know you more than I know anybody else really, because I don't have other friends. It's me and Bird. Again, we live with my parents and my granddad. You know, I love my parents, I love my granddad. Our existences all grate on one another a little bit, so I try not to be, you know, all the time around them as much as possible. I try not to be, you know, if I can be out here streaming, great. You know, I love them to death. They're great people. Just, I won't get that much out of, you know, hanging out with my parents all day. I will get something out of hanging out with you, and that's money, with which I can buy my way out of my parents' house. Won't that be exciting? Am I just using you to get out of my parents' house? Maybe. But you like it, so it's okay. I'll be using you for the rest of your life, because it's the only way I can make any money in this godforsaken, fucked up hellhole. People kept asking me, why don't you get a regular job? And I'm like, you can't afford to live with a regular job. What are you fucking talking about? It's my responsibility to be a demented psychopath because that's how you make money. I'm just a salesperson in a different field. Like, and my field is bullying. Like, I sell bullying for a living. That's how I'm gonna put it. At least for this month, I'm definitely selling nothing but pride bullying. And by that, I mean bullying from the pride perspective, not bullying pride people. Prideful bullying. Bullying with pride. And I think, I think there's right and wrong ways to bully, you know? I think, I'm not pro children bullying. I think that children tend to overdo it, you know? I think kids, they're ruthless. They don't understand compassion for someone who's different from them. They legitimately want you gone. Not all of them. Well, you know, maybe this doesn't change. Maybe this is just a different types of people thing. Maybe it just depends on if you're lucky enough that you run into people who aren't like this, then you'll be okay. Because, you know, there's a lot of places, there's a lot of pockets of humanity where maybe you only know 20 people and all of them are just fucking ruthless psychopaths, you know, like, and you're fucked if that's the case. If they don't like you, I mean. Or they just, you know, decide to kill the weakest one because killing is what they do for fun. You know, any small enough set of people scares me. That movie Climax made me like, I'm never gonna be like that. My takeaway from that movie was LSD is great, but never do it with like 20 people you don't know. That's a huge bad idea. Also, never be alone in a place with 20 people you don't really know or don't really trust. A groupthink environment is incredibly toxic, especially when it's just big enough that you don't all know each other, but just small enough that it's that there's not a chance that one of you is going to be the same one, you know? Like, you got to think, you have to grab a pretty big handful of people for one of them to be like a functional human. So, you know, I think we have a weird way of talking about people where we act like normal is like what we call normal, what we consider to be a normal person is actually an incredibly rare type of a person. Like, most people are fucked. Most people are weird as shit. Most people are super individual. They have like a worldview that nobody else would understand if they heard it, you know, like they'll listen to rational people all day long but disagree with most of what they say internally. Like you know, people who should never be asking questions of authority are asking every question of every authority. Like, just, you know, most people are out of pocket fucking dumb. And the functional people who are like, there might be like 30% of people or something like that, but they create a vision of normalcy because like they're the only thing that there is a consistent group of, you know, like everyone else is just some unique form of weird dysfunctional nonsense. And then you got this small group of functional people who are looking at everyone else and going like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? I'm gonna stay with the functional people. So they tend to gather together and they build, you know, ivory towers, and they leave the peasantry behind because they cannot comprehend how most people are. But that's like a small number of like regular, what we would consider normal, functional people. That's like a tiny minority, but it's like the biggest minority, and it's the most, I mean, they're because they are functional, they are really good at advertising themselves, you know. Their biggest problem is having to deal with everybody else. And the best way they can advertise is by just telling all the dysfunctional people, you know what? You can be just like me. All you gotta do is take all the same steps, you know? Just do these things I did. You'll be solid gold, you'll be functional too. It's a fucking lie. I'm just gonna tell you, you know, if you're watching me, you're not gonna be functional. It's not gonna happen. We're not making it there, you know? I mean, I've got functionality, but it's high functioning. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? You getting lifted? Scrunchy, what is this? 1984? I don't know. I didn't live through that year. I was born in 91. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, everything I do, I invented it. I sent Bird to work with a scrunchie one day, and it was a huge hit with the younger girls at work, of which there are a lot. So he was like, I get all the compliments on the scrunchie. Scrunchie's cool with the kids. Scrunchie makes me popular. We gotta do the scrunchie. So I'm afraid it's scrunchie season. I'm afraid scrunchies are back, and it's my fault. So, you know, I'm bringing scrunchie back. Bring back Justin Timberlake. He's done his time, right? What the fuck happened to that guy? Where is he? He made that shitty album, and I have not heard a single word about him since. That guy can come back. He could probably be gay, right? You think Justin Timberlake's willing to be gay? You were born in 92? Tanner, you're younger than me? What the fuck? I thought you were older than me. You just seem so connected and like mature, and like you know what you're doing, and like you can organize things. How the fuck do you do all that? I tend to feel this way about people my own age, though. I do tend to find that most of my peers seem like they understand how life in general works better than I do. I tend to be like, how are you like doing all that? I know how to talk to a camera. I know how to watch YouTube videos. My skills outside of that include walking. Justin Timberlake's on a huge world tour. Damn, you've gotten that your whole life. Gay is how I do that. Well, I guess it really is a superpower. I feel like I didn't get into this much when I was talking about the Gestalt psychology of Pride Month, that like, you know, it's just everybody doing it at the same time feels like it makes it more powerful, like an area buff, you know, like it's just, I guess there's like the camaraderie aspect. It's like we're all doing it at the same time, so we're gonna really do it. Like maybe if we all chip away at the same time, we'll break through, you know, like that's kind of the mentality. And I feel like now that I'm up to bat, I'm like that motherfucker that shows up like Great Teacher Onizuka when if y'all haven't seen Great Teacher Onizuka, the idea is that it's this guy who is like a Japanese street punk. He moves to America for a while, I think he ends up going to college in America or something, but he comes back to Japan to become an English teacher, and basically he's just trying to fuck 16-year-olds, but he never does that. Instead, he fixes their lives. And you know, he finds out one of his students, she's got this fucked up home life, and there's this wall between her parents' rooms or something that she's angry at. So he shows up to their wall with a sledgehammer and he beats the wall down, fixes their whole shit. That's me. I'm Great Teacher Onizuka, the anime trans goddess, showing up to the Pride event with a sledgehammer like, oh, y'all been trying to break down this wall? Why did you tell me? Wham! You know, like just going at it. That's what I'm here to do. And I found this out last summer. Because last summer was the first time I ever went to a Pride event. And my impression was, this is really cool, but boring as fuck. Because the message of it is just like, you're accepted, we out here. And that's cool, I like that. I like seeing 500 gay people in a field. But what we're doing is boring. Like, the bands playing are boring. The stuff being sold at the booths is largely boring, you know, like it's cool to see everyone out here, but there's nothing going on that makes you think, oh, like I can definitely be friends with this person because they're into that, you know. Like if I go to an anime convention, I know most anime fans don't have the same taste as me, but whoever's at the fucking Toho panel, I can probably have not a conversation with them because they're not people who can have a conversation, but at the very least an understanding with them, a recognition with them, you know, that we're gonna look at each other and we're gonna think, yeah, you look like a fucking Toho fan. You know, that kind of thing that you get at conventions. You see someone dressed as your favorite character, you know. Every time I've seen a cute girl dressed as Boogie Pop, it's been etched into my mind ever since. It's just been like, why didn't you talk to her? That was a cute girl dressed as Boogie Pop. She looked just like Boogie Pop. Can you even believe that that's real? Can you believe there's another person who likes Boogie Pop so much they dressed up as Boogie Pop? That's crazy! That's the way I felt when I saw that for the first time. Anthe Himamiya, the first time I saw like a real life Anthe, I was just like, oh my god, this is where I belong. This is the place where people like me are, you know. So at, you know, at the Pride event, it's just like, oh, she's hot, oh, that's a cool outfit, oh, like they look like they're gonna have a fun party later, but I don't know what to talk to anybody about. Hey, you're gay? Cool. Me too, you know. But whenever I go to an event that's about something I like comedy and shooting guns in the desert and doing drugs, it's full of people who are like afraid because they like me, but they also talk shit about trans people all day on the internet because they think it's funny. And so they're nervous to actually talk to me, and then I'm being funny, and they're all like, you know, trying not to laugh because they think it's gonna make them not look cool, until someone cool laughs, and then everybody's cool, and everybody wants to be your friend because the cool guy said it's okay, you know? It's pussy shit. I need a room full of people who all think they are like some sort of micro god, like that they I need a room full of people who all believe that they personally could choke Jesus out on their dick or whatever. You know, something gay and also powerful. What's the gayest, most powerful imagery you could think of? You know? Where's all the high-powered queers? Where's all the, like, I don't give a fuck at all? And also not racist, because that's a part of it too. I feel like there's definitely a subset of like shitlord queers, but they are also racist, and I'm not trying to fuck with that. Happy Pride Month to you too, Fanny. It used to be a protest, now Pride is a commercial. I'm okay with that though. I don't mind. I actually like the commercialization of Pride. I don't understand the complaint about it, really, because like the point of it is to spread visibility. It's to be everywhere. It's to seem normal. You will never feel more normal as a gay person than you will in Seattle, because the Pride flag is fucking everywhere. It's literally everywhere. And that wouldn't be necessary if being gay was normal. But it's because you know that everywhere else that doesn't cover itself with pride flags isn't safe, that when you go to a place covered in pride flags, you realize this is necessary. Like, this place is full of gays because they feel safe here, so they keep coming here. So they keep coming here, jacking off on each other's faces. Yeah, like I definitely think that the pride stuff works. And for me, being from the South, there are no pride flags in Virginia. None. And well, okay, that's not true. Washington, D.C. and Richmond have gay districts. They are small districts. There is a little stretch of D.C. where there's a bunch of gay shit. And there's a little tiny bit of Richmond where there's some gay shit. But for the most part, I'm from Hampton Roads. We ain't got none of that shit. We ain't got no gay district of Hampton Roads. There are a lot of gays about, but there's no like one place that gay people congregate. As far as I know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a low-key gay district somewhere in Norfolk. Like, it seems preposterous to think that there wouldn't be, because it's kind of a big city, you know, it's kind of a sizable downtown, but it ain't really like that out here, you know? I didn't grow up with any kind of queer acceptance, any kind of pride going on, like, and I basically found out about all this shit through the internet. Would I ever have transitioned if not for the internet? It's really hard for me to know. And transition has fixed so much shit about my life, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm not even that, like, deep. Like, it's not like I've been doing estrogen for like 9 months. I've barely got tits, you know, like, but it's the mentality, it's the aspect of like, I'm going to be the best version of myself, regardless of what that means or what that looks like for other people. And that has been incredibly powerful for me. And I don't know if I could have done that if not for gay people on the internet being so insistent. But literally the reason I even found out about gender fluidity, which started me towards transition, was because of trans people making fun of me for being such an obvious egg on the internet. People looking at me talking about how if I could have one anime superpower, it would be the one that lets me transform into a girl, and they went, wait a minute. You know, that's like, you know, that usually means like like straight guys don't think about that, right? I'm like, shit. You're right. So, you know, I can't imagine that without pride, without the widespread, you know, imagery, that it would have the power it has now and also be able to grow. Like, I want to see pride flags everywhere. I want every store selling pride items. Pride items! Item! I can't get over pride items. I'm pushing to make that a thing. If anybody doesn't get this joke, go check out my videos about Jeremy the Quartering and his terrible AI video titles. But he has this video where I can't even remember the full name of it because the title is incomprehensible. Like it's clearly written by AI and not checked. The grammar is fucked, but it twice uses the phrase pride items. It's like pride items added to Walmart, which is not a phrase I've ever seen in any other context. No one has ever used the words pride items. You know, like what the pride shirts, pride lunchboxes, pride fucking, what is it? Pride items? Pride merchandise, maybe? Pride merchandise? Perhaps? No. Pride items. And that phrase is used twice because the titles are fucking 20 words long, like light novels for some reason. Anyway, I thought pride items was really fucking funny, and I've kind of latched onto it because I want it to be broader than just physical objects. Anything that is pride related is a pride item. So like, you know, a pride flag is a pride item, but also a pride, like a video or something gay happens is a pride item. So anything at all, anything gay, basically, I want to be regarded as a pride item, and I want to gather all of the pride items so I can just flood the world with them. I want you to be inescapably consumed by pride items. And why am I doing this? For money. The same reason that the companies are doing it. I want your money. I have no reason to brag about how gay I am to the internet all fucking day, but I'm broke. And as a broke person, I have no power. And that means gays have no power. If we're all broke, what the fuck can we do? How are we ever going to do anything socially? If we have no power because we're broke, because we can't grift hard enough. We're not as good at grifting as all the Christians. God's literally not real. Think about that. Think about how much money the fucking church makes off of just lying. And we're over here like, we're queers, we're all happy and innocent, please don't kill us. Like, what the fuck? We should be like, hey, did you know that if you fuck with queer people, you die? Like, you'll get AIDS? Like, you'll actually, like, a ghost will come rape you in your sleep if you ever tell a transphobic joke. You get raped by the gay ghost. You know, I'd rather that be what people thought, because then they're not gonna say fucking shit, you know? And then we can just quietly change society. We don't need, these rumors don't have to stay alive forever. You know, we can quell the fear tactics once we have the power to let people live peacefully. But they don't deserve it right now. They don't deserve to live peacefully. So why would we let them do that? I don't get it. Why would you prefer to act like a fucking victim, which just is gonna get you killed, you know? Like, if you look weak, then you will be stamped out. If you look like you can get bullied into suicide, you're gonna get bullied into suicide. If you look like fucking with you will cost your life, you know, someone's life, then they're not gonna fuck with you. That's the only reason the government works. Where's the gay government? I don't care if we have to elect Pete fucking Buttigieg to make this work, all right? I'll vote for Pete Buttigieg tomorrow. I'll do it. I'll vote for him just because he's gay. I don't even care if he's really gay. That man's a psyop. He worked for the McKinsey Corporation. He doesn't have a real soul or real opinions. So I think that guy exists because there is a suspicion out there in the world amongst the world that maybe gays are about to take, like, maybe gays have it, like maybe gays, you know, maybe gays. And Pete Buttigieg is our representative. All right, we'll give it a shot. He's our test gay, you know? And he seems to be testing pretty decently. My mom knows who Pete Buttigieg is. You know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good brand recognition. He runs the Department of Transit or whatever. I transit all day. I transit up. Nobody transits it as hard as I do. Fuck. This is the stupidest fucking live stream I've ever done. Alright. Okay. I have a lot to do today. We have to get out of this graveyard. So, first order of business. I really need to fold the laundry. My laundry situation's gotten out of control. We have like winter clothes and summer clothes all kind of intermingled. We keep ending up with more clothes So it's just in like clothes from other parts of the house keeps getting into our clothes. So we just got this mound of clothes. And so every time I have to find any particular piece of clothes, I have to throw every other piece of clothes off of that piece of clothes. So the whole room's covered in fucking clothes right now. All of it clean. So I need to fold all this clean clothes, get it organized. There's some extra shit in my room I'd like to get rid of. I want it so that when we come back from camping, there's a nice, clean, organized room that maybe I'd want to spend time in instead of a mountain of laundry and too much furniture. Then I got to get ready for camping. So I got to get all of our shit together. This should not be hard. Half of it is in the room. The course of cleaning the room will naturally bring together all of the things needed for camping. So I'm going to clean my room, gather my camping supplies. Bird gets off at 2, probably not get home till 3. And when he gets here, maybe 2:30, he might get off early and then get home at 2. That could happen. Either he beats traffic or he doesn't. One way or another, he's getting home past 2. And it's only 9 a.m. right now. So that means I've got 5 hours. That's way too much time. That's more than I need. So, okay. I'm going to clean my room, get stuff organized. Then I'm going to go... I want to buy groceries, but I only have $45. So I don't really know what the fuck I'm going to buy with that. So I'll boil eggs. So I'm going to boil myself the last 2 eggs we got, make myself an egg salad sandwich. No, we don't got no bread. I'm going to make myself egg salad. Actually, there's a bun. I'll make myself an egg salad sub. So I'm gonna go home, clean up my room. I'm gonna make myself an egg salad sub. I'm gonna organize all the stuff for camping. I'm gonna do all of this on stream, hopefully. I don't know if it'll be this stream. I might restart the stream once I get home because I don't want to dox my location, like where I live. So I'm gonna, probably cut the stream before I get into my neighborhood. But nonetheless, obviously everybody knows I live in Northside Norfolk, Ward's Corner, near the water of the James. Because looking for a fight, you'll have to find me in the forest in Northside Norfolk, Ward's Corner, near the water of the James. So it's not that big of an area. If you really wanted to find me while I was live streaming outside, that probably wouldn't be hard. But I just don't want people coming to the house, fucking scaring my old granddad to death. So I'll probably cut the stream at some point. We're heading out to the room, and I'm still a while from the house. I'm still a good solid 20-minute walk away. So we got some time. We got a little bit more time together here. If anybody wants me to talk about literally anything, send me a super chat right now, and I'll talk about it. Otherwise, we're just chilling, we're cooling. Gonna be some road noise. Hello, police officer. Done mourning your dead. We too mourn our dead. Please don't beat us to death, guy. Anyway, cop funeral. More like a celebration, right? No more cranes holding up an American flag. They're all done. Everybody left. Mercifully short like that cop's life. Damn, I'm being mean as fuck. Pride Month, bitch. I'm gathering energy for a spirit bomb. Decided to take the sword from the stone, or to use the American parlance, I'm your Huckleberry. We need to get you a houseboy to do your cooking and cleaning. Mine comes on Saturdays. A houseboy. I need a fucking house first. I mean, Bird is an amazing cook. So when he's actually around and able to cook, like last night, he made some grilled chicken that fucking floored me. Because I hadn't really had anything really good in a little while. And so I ate that and I was just like, fuck. And it was just simply, you know, like Aldi chicken, like with pepper and salt. But he had marinated it in this cider that is a, what was it? Rosemary jalapeno cider, which really didn't affect the flavor that much. It was a very subtle flavor. Like it mostly tasted of salt and pepper and chicken. It's just he knows how to cook it perfectly in a way that I certainly don't. There's no chance my chicken would have come out that good. We're going to be cooking probably tonight and tomorrow because we're going to be out camping tonight and tomorrow night. So there will definitely be some on-screen cooking going on in the streams in the following days. But the plan is basically to stream all the time. So I'm kind of planning to be like what's the word I'm looking for? Like no matter what, you can always open up your phone and know Trixie's gonna be there, you know? So if you're feeling in the mood to jump in on a Trixie stream, there should always be one available to you, at least during the hours that, you know, anybody would give a fuck. Which could be any hours a day, really. So it's just a question of how often do I have the energy to be on stream or want to stream what I'm doing, or you know, I mean, I literally slept on stream yesterday. Literally slept. Still made money in my sleep. So, like, in terms of things that I would not do on stream, it's like, well, I'm not gonna take a dump on stream, you know? I'm not gonna fuck on stream because I can't legally. But, like, most things, why not be streaming? Now, I do feel like, just for the sake of my own sanity, I would prefer some time where I'm not streaming, because I think I innately put on a character. I mean, for one thing, I have to use a voice that you can even fucking hear. Like, I normally am a quiet, mumbly fuck, so, like, you know, even just throwing my voice to do these streams is a bit of a strain eventually, you know, when I'm doing it all the time. So, like, yeah, I probably won't literally stream 24/7, but there's not like a specific activity that makes me think, oh, I definitely wouldn't stream while doing that. I'm like, well, why not? I don't know. Nobody would care. Well, they might. At the very least, they have every opportunity to send me super chats to rant about something. You know, if I'm just making a fucking peanut butter jelly sandwich in the kitchen, I'd rather get paid $7 to rant about anime while I was doing it than to just be standing there making a peanut butter jelly sandwich in the kitchen, you know? So yeah, infinite availability. That's my offer. But it only works as long as people keep paying. Because sometimes I cut the stream for a couple hours just because I'm like, I gotta get people buttered up again, you know? They need to suffer the pain of loss a little bit so that they appreciate what they have more. This is the magic of the rant hole. Yes, welcome to the rant hole. The infinite rant abyss. Yeah, I had that idea for a podcast called Trixie's Treacherous Reflection Chamber, and I recorded the first episode of it. But I've gotten so deep into live streaming, it's hard for me to imagine like trying to separately do a podcast. Like, I don't know, what thoughts do I have that I can't just share on a, you know, breakneck in stream form? Hard to say. I'd rather just master streaming. Like, where I'm at right now is this is working, so I want to master it. I want to know everything I can do. I want to know, like, I want to know what makes money. I want to know what gets views. I want to know what is satisfying for me, you know. I like doing these walking around streams because it's a good excuse for me to walk around. If I was just walking around for 2 hours just thinking about shit, I'd have a lot of repetitive thoughts, you know. I'd probably just kind of get caught in a loop of like having a song stuck in my head or thinking about something that doesn't really matter. And like there's a certain amount of thinking that I think is necessary to process figuring out like what you're gonna do, but it's typically not as beneficial as just doing constantly, because then you sort stuff out quick. Like when you are in the moment, and like if I'm actually live, then I have to think about what I am gonna do next instantly. There's not like, oh, let's spend 15 minutes like deciding, you know. It's like, all right, we're locked in. You just got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, you know. Podcast is just these streams with an image of a cute anime girl.jpg, and that's practically, so with Trixie's Treacherous Reflection Chamber, what I want to do, if I still do this, is to get the artist who drew my avatar on Twitter, Skeki Pen, to draw like the rest of the illustration, and the idea would be that it's like it's me like sitting cross-legged, staring into a reflection pond, but you don't see my reflection in the pond. It appears to just kind of be like a lake, you know, like I just look like I'm staring into the water. And the podcast starts with me sort of like welcoming you, like you just stumbled upon this place that I was already sitting, like, oh, hey, oh, you don't gotta leave, you know, come along, sit down, have a chat with me. And the reflection pool itself, only I can see my reflection in it, because it is not shallow. It is actually abyssal. If you fall in it, there is no bottom. That is, at least none that has been found. So that's the conceit. So it would just be this podcast where I reflect on, first episode is mostly reflections on death, and you know, just thinking about it and what it does to you to think about it. And you know, the whole thing would be my character staring into this reflection pool. I was even thinking about maybe doing it as like a 2-frame animation where like the mouth flap opens with the audio. That's pretty easy to do, but I don't know if it would really look good, or if it would look better if it, at the very least, it would be cool to have the water animated, you know, like just a little bit of water movement or something, some kind of movement, you know, to make it something you could stare at and not just a still image. But yeah, like I recorded an episode of that. I hadn't even gotten to the stage of asking for art to be made before I started doing these live streams, and I cannot imagine stopping a live stream to then go record a podcast where I'm going to say stuff that I would have said on the live stream anyways. So I probably will just retire that idea, or maybe just make the one episode, and just that episode is Trixie's Treacherous Reflection Pond. It's not a show, just a video, you know, but we'll see. I got Almost Easy by Avenged Sevenfold stuck in my head. You're salty, it's stuck in your head. You're carrying a lot of sand. You're sure it's not a thing you said. You let it slip out of your hands. Submersible, submersible, oh, oh, submersible. Submersible. Just practicing my new song. I haven't finished this, by the way. These are not all of the lyrics. But so far I've just got the hook and the bridge in the first couple lines. Submersible. 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 I put my head underwater so I don't have to hear your voices. I'll put my teeth into your face when I tire of the noises. Submersible, submersible. You're salty, it's stuck in your hair. You're giving a lot of sand. Shit, keep forgetting the next line. You're sure it's not a thing you said. You let it slip out of your hands. Submersible. I was wondering who the fuck this is in my subscription list, and then realized I've never seen a video with your face before. Wow. Well, my face has changed a lot over the years, so even if you had seen a video with my face, like say 5 or 6 years ago, I could easily see thinking it was a different person. And contextually to internet narratives, it is, because that was Digibro and this is Trixie. But, you know, we're played by the same actress. So, might as well be considered the same person. Submersible. Alright, I'm gonna end this stream because I'm getting close to my neighborhood, and I'll continue it once